I have grandparents of my children who come from a different generation. When we're going through this process, how can I tell them about what's going on, or how can I explain to school or to friends and family about this process that my child's going through?
It can be really difficult when people have different perceptions or understandings. One thing you could do is when you get the initial assessment letter, you could, for example, share that with grandparents or an aunt or uncle, or people that you feel might be relevant if you think that information in it would be helpful for them to read. You could ask the case manager to maybe give you some written information that you could share, and they may well have given you that if they've made a diagnosis, like some basic information about the kind of condition that they've diagnosed or the medication that they've suggested. It could be if the other people like grandparents are really key in the young person's life, it may be really helpful for them to maybe even come in and talk about their questions and about their grandchild and ways that they can help and ways that they can support you as a parent. It can be really helpful because sometimes people inadvertently undermine what you're trying to do, so that can be really helpful at times.
If my husband and I disagree about whether our child should be medicated, or in fact we're co-parenting and not living together, what happens when the assessment is being challenged by one of the parents?
That can be a really tricky situation, because obviously both parents have guardianship rights, and particularly if a child is living between two family homes. So obviously you would get the assessment, and we would want to meet with both parents as part of the whole assessment process. If one parent is absolutely opposed to for example, medication, that can be really tricky. If the child is primarily living with one person, then they may go ahead and choose to give it. If it's between two families, then it's probably not a good idea to try and do that, because obviously, there's going to be too many disputes about it, and it might be given in one situation and not in another. So if the conflict is quite significant, and maybe that we can't treat with medication, or if people feel really strongly about it, one parent can go to court, one or other parent can go to court. That's very rare, it hardly ever happens. But I would have to say that sometimes we haven't been able to give medication because one parent has strongly opposed it.
Would the service advocate to educate
Absolutely,
the parent?
Absolutely.
Who's reluctant about the benefits of it?
Yes, we do make quite an effort to do that. So sometimes people don't want to, come near CAF, but we will make an effort to reach out and ring the parent, invite them in by letter, send them information, all of that kind of thing. Because obviously, if we have agreed with you that your child needs medication, we think that they will really benefit from it. We obviously will want to try and remove any barriers that there are if we can.